Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the next video. Hope you're all doing great today, and let me remind you, 2 days ago we started a story called The Fifth Wheel, and today is the third part of the story. Tomorrow will be the last one, and don't forget to come again. And we are beginning. Do they want me back? Asked Thomas, with something of his old professional pride in his voice. I'll promise to cut out the booze and do the right thing if they will try me again. But how did you get wise, dog? BG is the swellest employment agency I was ever in, with its flashlight, owls, and so forth. Swellest. Swellest. With an indulgent smile, the gracious host begged to be excused for 2 minutes. Begged to be excused for 2 minutes. He went out to the sidewalk and gave an order to the chauffeur, who still waited with the car. Returning to the mysterious apartment, he sat by his guest and began to entertain him so well by his witty and genial converse that the poor Ben Liner almost forgot the cold streets from which he had been so recently and so singularity rescued. A servant brought some tender cold fowl and tea, biscuits, and a glass of miraculous wine, and Thomas felt the glamour of Arabia envelop him. Thus half an hour sped quickly, and then the honk of the returned motor car at the door suddenly drew the Grand Duke to his feet with another soft petition for a brief absence. Two women, well muffled against the cold, were admitted at the front door and civilly conducted by the master of the house down the hall through another door to the left and into a smaller room which was screened and segregated from the larger front room by heavy double portieres. Here the furnishings were even more elegant and exquisitely tasteful than in the other. On a gold inlaid rosewood table was scattered sheets of fine paper and a queer triangular instrument or toy, apparently of gold, standing on little wheels. The taller woman threw back her black veil and loosened her cloak. She was 50, with a wrinkled and sad face. The other, young and plump, took a chair a little distance away to the rear, as a servant or an attendant might have done. You sent for me, Professor Cherbusko, said the elder woman wearily. I hope you have something more definite than usual to say. I've about lost the little faith I had in your art. I would not have responded to your call this evening if my sister had not insisted upon it. Madame, said the professor, with his prince-lized smile. Prince-lized. That true art cannot fail. To find the true side chick, and potential branch sometimes requires time. We have not succeeded, I admit, with the cards, the crystal, the stars, the magic formula of Zarazim, nor the oracle of Po, Oracle of Po. But we have at last discovered the true psychic road. The Chaldean gyroscope had been successful in our search. The professor's voice had a ring that seemed to proclaim his belief in his own words. The elderly lady looked at him with a little more interest. Why, there was no sense in those words that it wrote with my hands on it, she said. What do you mean? The words were these, said Professor Cherbuska, rising to his full magnificent height. By the fifth wheel of the chariot we shall come. I haven't seen many chariots, said the lady, but I never saw one with 5 wheels. Progress, said the professor. Progress in science and mechanics has accomplished that. Although, to be exact, we may only speak of it as an extra tire. Progress in occult art has advanced in proposition. Madame, I repeat that Chaldean gyroscope has succeeded. I can not only answer the question that you have propounded, but I can produce before your eyes the proof thereof. And now the lady was disturbed both in her disbelief and in her poise. Oh, Professor, she cried anxiously. When? Where? Has he been found? Do not keep me in suspense. I beg you will excuse me for a very few minutes, said Professor Cherbusko, and I think I can demonstrate to you the efficacy of the true art. Thomas was contentedly munching. The last chunks of the bread and whole with the enchanter appeared sudden enchanter. Enchanter on or encanter appeared suddenly in his sight. I willing to return to your old home if you are assured of a welcome and restoration to favor, he asked with his courteous royal smile. Courteous royal smile. "Do I look Backhouse?" answered Thomas. "Enough of the foot-bag life for me. But will they have me again? The old lady is as fixed in her ways as a nut on a new axle. Axle. A-X-L-E. Axle. Exile. My dear young man, said the other. She has been searching for you everywhere. Great, said Thomas. I'm on the job. That team of dropsical dromedaries. Dropsical dromedaries. They call horses in a handicap for a first-class coachman like myself. But I'll take the job back. Sure, Doc. They're good people to be with. And now a change came o'er the suave countenance of the Caliph of Baghdad. He looked keenly and suspiciously at the ex-coachman. May I ask what your name is? He said shortly. You've been looking for me, said Thomas, and don't know my name? You're a funny kind of slave. You must be one of the Central Office gumshoes. I'm Thomas McWhite, of course, and I've been chauffeur of the once Smarty Elephant team for a year. They fired me a month ago for, well, Doc, you saw what I did to your old owl. I went broke on booze, and when I saw the tire drop off your whiz wagon, I was standing in that squad of hobos at the wharf monument waiting for a free bath. Now, what's the price for the best answer to all this? To his intense surprise, Thomas felt himself lifted by the collar and dragged, without a word of explanation, to the front door. This was opened, and he was kicked forcibly down the steps with one heavy, disillusioning, humiliating impact of this stupendous Arabian's shoe. Okay, guys, thank you for listening to me today, and we're gonna finish this story tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.